An MLB insider has dropped a bombshell Padres trade report, and we got to talk about everything that it means. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Padres Digest. We're going to talk about Robert Suarez and all the rumors surrounding him right now in this episode. Appreciate you tuning in. Leave a comment as we discuss all of this because there's permutations, thoughts, and ideas. All of this is still hypothetical reporting from Jon Heyman and the such. Also, if you want to hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. We got a ton of content coming out every day, all day, so make sure you don't miss any of it by hitting that button. If not, no worries. We'll still be here talking baseball, including talking about a report from Jon Heyman. Going to get to it right here. Padres all-star closer Robert Suarez is being discussed in trades. The $16 million Robert Suarez will have his second year of his deal that he'll opt out. You can read the rest of it. Okay, so let's talk about this. Of all the trades right now that have gone around, most of what I have seen is that the Padres have, like, we're at the phase where we're talking ourselves into things more than having concrete options where it's like A, B, and C are all good choices, or we rank these are our 3 or 4 or whatever best options in terms of dominoes that we can knock down, decisions that we can make. Padres just don't have a perfect fit for the one solution. Like, it's not like that target left fielder fixes so adding in Suarez to a deal makes anything work. It's kind of a weird trade market right now. There's a need, the Padres, is for at least a bat, and you could argue some starting pitching. But one thing that we don't need is bullpen arms. We have a fantastic bullpen. We have a historic bullpen, and Suarez is a good closer who had one bad stretch where we came on here and said, is he losing it? Is it time to dish him? The $16 million thing is very real, that it's most likely he will opt out and walk away next year from that contract. Does he walk away permanently from the Padres? I don't think there's any bad blood or anything like that, but it begs the question of that, like we said, is the one place you're going to always want to add arms hypothetically, but we don't need to add arms and could hypothetically part ways with an arm in the bullpen to add to the rest of our ... insert the blank. And Heyman's reporting seems to indicate that it's a lot of teams who are contenders that are asking about Suarez. You kind of say no duh to that. I look back at the list that's been circulating. This is kind of the summary of everybody that Jeff Passan has fit into Padres' best fits. And Passan knows significantly more about baseball, but not everything about it, and his job is also to create content. So some of this is just a list for list's sake, but of all of these, like, Durant is the only one really you can maybe make a case for the Angels with Taylor Ward. It being a weird sort of, they really are just going to try and throw everything against the wall to win a weak division, But Jarren Duran on the Red Sox is the only one of this list that, to me, is that team would need a closer because they are in contention in a race. So maybe Suarez ends up being the piece that is the straw that breaks the camel's back for Preller's white whale this year of Durant. Durant's good. Don't get me wrong. I think he's fine. I think it's good. It would be an upgrade. I don't think he's the end-all, be-all of, like, fixing the Padres. And there's social media reports both in terms of, like, saying, oh, this deal is close, and, oh, the Red Sox said, nah, get lost. So I fall somewhere kind of probably in the middle of all that the Red Sox don't need to trade Durant. Something like this might get you over the hump. I think, for me, I go back and forth of, we're really hot right now. We've had a great couple of games against the Mets. I think that the Padres, I've done a couple of videos on this, but the short summary that I have of it is they are in at the very least, perilous financial situation. The TLDR is this year's payroll. And then when you jump ahead 1 year to next year, they have 17 players on contract still returning from this year's team next year. They're already at $188 million paying those 17 players. So to think about losing Suarez and Cease and King and Arraez and all of those pieces and only getting some of them back or finding, we lose 4, we go sign 2. The payroll, it's not going to balloon up to $400 million. This new ownership group is going to stay the course, and not like I'm not saying they're going to break up the Padres, but they're probably not going to be adding a deluge of superstar talent every single year to fill all the holes. So I'm kind of at the point where it's like we're playing good baseball. We're probably not going to add a huge replacement squad if we lose all these guys to free agency next year. So why not kind of just say ride or die with what we got? That being said, I do also talk myself into we can replace Suarez, and I think it'd be interesting to see who you guys think should replace Suarez, because I think there's different mindsets about whether we not even need a closer given how good our bullpen is and how it can be situationally worked to just be whatever is favorable righty versus lefty matchups, rest-wise, to just be optimized constantly with one of these 3 dudes between Estrada, Morihone, and Adam. We'll just close it out. I don't know, kind of like, so you take that Suarez piece. The one deal that I like out of any of these was if we could send Suarez to the Yankees. I think that between Ben Rice and Spencer Jones and some of the other pitching prospect, like the Yankees seem like a fit where we can get a piece to plug into the farm system or two and not necessarily completely destroy the blueprint for this year. Get still like we're going to ride or die with what we've got. We lose Cease in the offseason. Okay, we re-sign King. We lose Arraez. Split the difference. We keep Sheets. Bring back Tyler Wade, like stuff like that. Round it up. Like the payroll is kind of fine. We got to fill in with some Burger and some other guys, and we got to then start turning towards in 26 and 27 and 28 that the minor leaguers that we have are going to actually come to fruition and not give us 0 for 7 from or 1 for 7 from Turso, 0 for 18 from Campy, and just zero support, like just the nameless red shirts from Star Trek getting blown up in the background, like coming up from the minor leagues to sit on our bench. Just we haven't had that good of development lately because we've been trading away all these guys, and we have Salas and we have DeVries, but statistically, mathematically speaking, it's better to have more options in the minors. And so I think that Suarez, for a trade package that yields us young, yields us farm system, is kind of where like that to me is the only threshold where I'm like, if we can get a couple pieces back into the farm system that in the 26, 27, 28 years could help us or could be flipped into a 3-team deal or a second deal, I'm years on that. I'm curious, though, what you guys think about what's a good package. Where would you send Suarez if you were going to dish him in some direction? What do you think in terms of just even doing any trades at this point? Or are you kind of like, hey, low-key, let's just lock in. I like this squad based off the way they're playing, and I don't think we should mess with anything. Curious about what you guys think. And like I said at the beginning, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. If not, no worries, though. We'll be here all season long and into the postseason to talk Padres baseball.